So this is a Right to Information Act which came in force in 2005. The main purpose was to bring transparency, accountability and better governance. What does this mean? Normally before 2005, if I go to any government offices or any government department, they used to avoid the citizens by one way or the other. The information was not shared. There was a lot of hanky panky going on. So after getting this act, right to information, anybody can go, just paste a 10 rupee count fee and ask the information. You can ask for the information, but you cannot question them why this is not done. So whatever information is available with them, that you can get it. But what information they don't have, or you cannot ask कि why this is not being done, until and unless you make a complaint and then you file an RTI that what action you have taken on my complaint, kindly furnish the information in any form, right? So this is how the RTI will come into place. Now let's see one by one. The RTI Act was introduced in Maharashtra and 8 other states in 2002. But Central RTI Act was introduced all over India except Jammu and Kashmir in 2005. Currently, RTI Act is applicable all over India, including Jammu and Kashmir, with effect from 2009. RTI Act is guaranteed under Article 19(1). If you are an advocate or you are a law student, you will know what is Article 19 subsection 1A of the Indian Constitution, that is freedom of expression. The real Swaraj will come by the acquisition of authority by few, but by the acquisition of capacity by all to resist authority when abused. This was said by Mahatma Gandhi. So when the authority abuse their position, then you don't get the real Swaraj. The Swaraj comes when we have the authority, we as in citizens are empowered to know what is happening with all the government departments. Like how sunlight is said to be the best of disinfectants, right? Now, our grandparents used to say that take a walk in the early morning when the sun is rising, you get a lot of vitamin D. So this is what the sunlight in the RTI means, that it will bring light and it will remove corruption. The main purpose of bringing RTI is to have a corruption-free India. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Justice Ravindra Bhatt, Delhi High Court, said in 2nd September 2009. In appeal to the three-member judge order dated 12 January 2010 on the need for Supreme Court judges to be under the purview of RTI Act. Landmark order, State of UP versus Narain. This was done in 1975. RTI Act came now in 2005. In a government of responsibility like ours, all agents of the public must be responsible for their conduct. There can be but few secrets. The people of this country have a right to know every public act, everything that is done in public way by their public functionaries. To cover with veil of secrecy the common routine business is not in the interest of public. Matthew J. on behalf of the bench. Preamble of RTI Act, to promote transparency and accountability in the working of every public authority, to contain corruption and to hold governments and their instrumentalities accountable to be governed. What is information? Now this is very, very important for you. What is information? Information can be in any form, like records, documents, memos, emails, opinion, advices, press releases, circulars, orders, logbooks, contracts, reports, papers, samples, models, or any electronic data which is they have with them, which the authority is having, right? So I train my people that when you are writing an RTI or applying for an RTI, tell that information available in any form. So nowadays, many departments have improved. Now you get all the things, whatever you want, that is available on the net itself. So you don't have to fill 10 rupees. Wherever there is necessary, you can do it online. Very few departments where you have to file a physical RTI. That will come on the later on the stage. Information relating to any private body which can be assessed by public authority under any law for the time being in force. Section 2F of the RTI Act. What is a public authority? A public authority means any authority, body or institution of self-government established or constituted by or under the Constitution, by any other law made by Parliament, by any other law made by the state legislature, by notification issued or order made by an appropriate government, and includes any body owned, controlled, or substantially financed non-government organization substantially financed directly or indirectly by funds provided by the appropriate government. What does right to information mean? It means right to access information under this act which is held by or under control of any public authority and includes the right to inspection of work. This is very important. Now suppose if in my area there is a road construction work going, I can file an RTI that I want to inspect the work. I want the sample of the concrete which is being used. I want the sample of the cement which is going to be used. And I want to test it that as the strength of that concrete is as per the documented tender document which was available at the time of contract, right? So these so many things we can do with the RTI. Taking notes, extracts or certified copies of documents or records, taking certified samples of material. That's what I told you, that if the road construction work is going on, I can take the sample of the concrete, I can take the sample of the sand, I can take the sample of obtaining information in electronic form which is stored in a computer or any device. So if it is stored in their computer, I have the right to that information. Suo Moto Disclosure, that is section 4. It is mandatory that every public authority shall maintain records and publish the following: the particulars of its organization, functions, powers, and duties of its office, rules, regulations, instructions, manuals, and records held by it or under its control or used by the employees for discharging its function. Now, normally, what happens when you go to any department, and if you are going for the first time, so you don't know whom I should meet, what is the hierarchy, right? So this everything has to be disclosed. Now suppose if I go to any municipal ward, so I should know who is the assistant ward officer, what are the hierarchy below them, what are the sub engineers, what are the assistant engineers, what are the sub engineers, junior engineers, mukadam, and what role they have. So everything is now available on the net on MCGM website, which was not available before 2005. There was a shield which was covering it, so we don't know who was doing what. Now after this, it is mandatory, and most of the information is available on the website. A directory of its officers and employees, monthly remuneration received by each of its officers and employees, particulars of facilities available to citizens for obtaining information, name, designation, and other particular of the public information officers, provide reason for its administrative or quasi-judicial decision to affected persons. Suo Moto Disclosure, Maharera, you can go to this website and you can get all the information of the registered projects. So, and this is appellate tribunal, Maharera is appellate tribunal. So whatever you want, whether the builder has uploaded the draft agreement, whether the builder has approved the approved plan, all the information you will get it. If any litigation in any of the courts, the builder has to upload, and that you can get it on Maharera online website. So these are all related to Maharera. SRA, this link will link you to the SRA website, where you can get all the details of all the projects, how many people are affected in the SRA, how many are eligible, and complete detail you will get. And this is MCGM website, Auto DCR, where you can get ward-wise details of each and every ongoing project and which project have been completed in the past. You will get to know that who is the architect, when did they get IOD, when did they get the CC, for how many floors have been constructed, and when the building is completed, they have applied for the what you call occupation certificate. And the best part is that one officer, after receiving the file online, he cannot keep it on his desk for more than 7 days. So after 7 days, either he has to approve it or disapprove it. So initially what was happening is the engineers used to keep the file, and until and unless they did not get their piece of cake, they never used to move the file because there was no accountability. Now I know that from this desk it has gone to the another desk. Now he has to take another 7 days. After 7 days, he has to clear the file or he has to reject it. So this all you can get it. And in the end, what we'll do is you can note down my WhatsApp number and all these links. Whoever sends me a WhatsApp, I will send all the links to you so that you can easily access whatever the information you want from these links. Certain info cannot be given if it affects the sovereignty and integrity of India. Section 8, subsection 1, subsection A. Now you cannot ask for the details of the army deployed because this is very vital. So anything which is related to the security of our government, that cannot be made public because we have to keep that secrecy. Otherwise, the opposite country, they will take advantage, undue advantage of it, and we will be in a very big problem. It has been expressly forbidden to be published by any court of law. Now, suppose if anything is there and somebody applies that this particular information should not be made public, and if the court agrees and he is able to justify, then court can give an order that this particular information should be not made public, or if it causes a breach of privilege of the parliament or state legislation. Info is held in commercial confidence or copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets, or intellectual property that cannot be shared, because if I have done something, I have invented something and I have copyrighted and I know the formula, so the government cannot make me put it in the public domain because it is my right, it is my trade patent, or it is my copyrighted thing. So it cannot be made public. Info is held in fiduciary relationship. Now what is this fiduciary relationship? Suppose if I am an advocate and a client comes to me and he tells me in detail about all his what has happened and I am defending it. So now that becomes a fiduciary relationship. I cannot reveal all the facts of my client. Or if I am not well and if I visit a doctor and I tell him about my ailments, that this is my problem or I am in this and that. So that relationship with the doctor, the police also cannot go and ask him that why he has come. That relationship has to be kept confidential and he cannot reveal what has happened until and unless something more is involved, like murder or something, and then if the doctor is asked in that pretext, he can get the information. Otherwise, the fiduciary relationship cannot be shared in public. It has to be kept confidential. If info is received in confidence from foreign government, like Rafale, if info endangers life or physical safety of any person. Now, suppose if I file an RTI in a police station and I'm asking certain department, certain information, the police officer has to protect my identity. He cannot share with the opposite party that this person has filed an RTI and he's asking all details about you. So if he shares, if I'm asking about an RTI of somebody, a history sheeter, and if he comes to know that I am asking the information, my life will be in danger. So this type of information cannot be shared in RTI. If it impedes the process of the investigation or apprehension or prosecution of offenders. Now suppose if any crucial stage, severe case has happened and police is investigating into that case. So I cannot file an RTI and ask them that give me the progress, because if I make it public, the person who is accused will come to know that, and he will run away from the scene. So this type of information cannot be shared in public and not be shared in RTI. Cabinet papers, including records of deliberation of the Council of Ministers, Secretaries and other officers, till the decisions on it are taken. Suppose if they are working on certain project or certain issue or certain topic, we cannot ask in between that what is the progress until and unless they come to a conclusion and a decision is taken, then only we can ask for such type of information. Personal info, the disclosure of which has no relationship to any public activity or interest, or which would cause unwarranted privacy of the individual. Now you, suppose an officer, somebody files an RTI that what food I am taking at the dinner or what food I am taking in the breakfast. So these are all personal information which cannot be shared. There were people who used to file an RTI that which mobile phone that officer is using. So these are all personal thing and it cannot be used. In the public domain, it cannot be shared. Info which can be denied to the parliament or legislature. So any information which can be denied to the parliament or the legislature cannot be shared in public or through RTI. Reasonable severances of information which is exemption from disclosure. Section 10 subsection 1 and section 10 subsection 2. Third party information. Example, tax returns unless public interest outweighs the interest of the third party. Section 11. Nobody can file an RTI and ask for the information that what income tax return Mr. Bhimani has paid or what was his ITR return until and unless I am a public figure or I am I am standing for an election, I have won the election. So in that election paper, what I have submitted, the RTI income tax return I have to submit, that you can ask. But if I am not a public figure, I am not holding any post, this information cannot be shared in public domain or through RTI. Info should be given in public interest if it outweighs the harm of protected interest or anything contained in the Official Secret Acts or contained in any of the exemptions of Section 8(1) of the RTI Act 2005 or Section 8 subsection 2. Info should be provided on any event or matter which has taken place 20 years before the date of RTI application. So up to 20 years you can have the information. Beyond 20 years, it's very difficult. Examples of state government departments: municipal corporation, municipal council, gram panchayat, nagar parishad, tehsildar, etc., collector, police department, departments and existing mantralay, railways, MTNL, BSNL, airlines that is run by government, or airports, etc., which are run by government, not by any private individual or private entity, passport offices, post, telegraph, bank, defense, army, navy and air force departments control found by the central government. Agencies excluded from the RTI Act, that is IB, Intelligence Bureau, RAW, DRI, Central Economic Intelligence Bureau, Directorate of Enforcement, Narcotics Control Bureau, NCB, Aviation Research Center, Special Frontier Force, BSF, CRPF, ITBP, CSF, NCG, Assam Rifles, Special Service Bureau, CID, Special Branch, Andaman Nicobar, Crime Branch, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Special Branch, Lakshadweep Police. So from this department, the RTI is exempted. You cannot file any RTI to get information from this department. RTI application and appeal procedure. For state government, fill the RTI application form, that is Annexure A, and affix rupees code fee, stamp or Indian postal order. For central government, fill the RTI application form, Annexure A, either enclose a money order or DD or IPO of rupees 10 along with the application. In central government, that's 10 rupees code fee is not going to work. So either you have to give DD or money order or IPO. Nowadays what I do, I file RTI online. So 10 rupees plus they deduct some GST and all. So it comes to around 15 rupees 50 paisa or 16 rupees. Still it is worth it. Take a Xerox of the filled application form, either hand deliver it or send it copy letter system to courier company, or so that you can get a stamped and signed acknowledgement of the same. You can do the same here. If not satisfied with the order, or if no order is received in 30 days, a second appeal at the office of the SIC, affix rupees 10 rupees court fee, stamp or IPO within 90 days. Same, send one copy of the second appeal to the IPO, the FAA, no fees to be paid. See, in central government, you don't have to pay the fees. You know why? Because while drafting RTI, this was skipped and it was not noticed. So by default, you get the information free. So this is how the first appeal and second appeal is there. PIO can be penalized by CIC, SIC only under Section 20 of the RTI Act, that is rupees 250 per day for delay or malified denial of information up to maximum limit of rupees 25,000. Note, FAA has no jurisdiction to impose penalty. Now only the CIC and SIC can penalize the public information officer, not the first appellate authority. And that is up 250 per day or maximum rupees 25,000 rupees. But we are not interested in penalizing the PIO. We are interested in getting the information. Section 19 subsection 8 gives power to CIC, SIC to grant compensation to the appellant. Repeated and maleficent denial of information by the PIO can result in negative remark in his or annual confidential report, ACR. Framing of queries. Never ask questions like what, why, when, why this was not done. No. Instead, always start your that provide copy of so and so, provide circular of so and so, provide minutes of the meeting of so and so date or so and so event, provide samples, provide GR, government resolution, provide file notings, etc. Applicant will get dismissed straight away if you ask the question why this is not being done, what was the necessary to construct this road, or why this was needed. So when you ask question, you don't have to ask question, but you can ask for the information. सूचना का अधिकार है, हमें पूछने का अधिकार नहीं है. Now this is how the RTI form should look like. To the public information officer, write the department, write the address, then full name of the applicant, address, subject matter of information what you want, the period to which the information relates from so and so date to so and so date, description of the information required, whether information is required by post or in person by post, in case of post, ordinary or registered or speed post, whether the applicant is below poverty line. Normally we say no. If it is below poverty line, you have to submit the report and the information can be provided to you free of charge. The first appellate authority. Department, address, full name of the appellant, address, particulars of the state central public information officer, date of receipt of the order, if the order is passed, the last date of filing the appeal, the grounds for appeal, nature and subject matter of the information required, name of the office or department to which the information relates, copy of my RTI application, because now we have to attach that RTI application. By this was my RTI application and I was not given the information, or the information given was not proper. Reply receipt from so and so date, received by me on so and so date. Second appeal, to the Chief Information Commissioner, write the address, full name and address of the appellant, particulars of state central public information officer, particulars of first appellate authority, date of receipt of the order appealed against, last date of filing the appeal, the grounds of appeal, and your prayer, what you are seeking. Nature and subject matter of the information required, name of the office of department to which the information relates, enclosure, copy of my RTI application dated so and so, received by the PIO on so and so date, copy of the reply received from PIO dated and received by me on so and so date, copy of the reply received from the appellate authority dated so and so and received by me on so and so date. Information received within 30 days of filing the application, then rupees 2 per page for A4, A3 paper size, or if they give you in CD, they can charge you only 50 rupees per CD, or as per actuals of plans, samples, etc. For inspection of record, first hour is free, then rupees 5 for every subsequent 15 minutes. For courts, refer Bombay High Court RTI rules. For information is received after 30 days, no charges are to be paid. Now suppose if the PIO gives you information after 30 days, so he cannot charge you. He has to give whatever the information is there totally free of charge. Right to Information Act 2005 RTI is a powerful tool in the hands of the citizens, and it is up to the citizens to use it in a responsible manner and for a bona fide purpose only. Frivolous use or use with intention to harass or personal gain will defeat the very objective of this act. Transfer the application to the concerned department within the same public authority, or same public authority within 5 days should be added to reply the time. Now what does this say? Suppose if I file an RTI and it is not related to that public information officer has to pass on that RTI to the concerned PIO, the public information officer. So the grace period of 5 days is given. So instead of 30 days, you will get the reply in 35 days. Info should be provided as soon as possible, not later than 30 days. That is section 7 subsection 1 of RTI Act. Info be provided within 48 hours if it affects the life and liberty of a person. This is very important. If it affects the life and liberty of the person, the info should be given within 48 hours under section 7 subsection 1. But you have to prove that this is the issue of life and liberty of that person, so kindly provide this information within 48 hours. If the applicant has wrongly sought info under section 7.1, that is under the life and liberty clause, then the application should be processed as a normal RTI application and info be provided within 30 days. The applicant should immediately be informed reasons for not processing it as a life and liberty case. Provide reasonable assistance to the applicant. Provide calculation of fees charged for providing info. This is for the PIO. PIO should provide reasons by quoting appropriate exemption clauses. Info is to be denied. If there is any info is to be denied, the public information officer has to give the reason quoting appropriate exemption clause. PIO may seek clarification by mail or email or phone. Suppose if there is no clarity on the RTI, what I have filed, the PIO, because my email is there and my phone number is there, he has the liberty to call me and take the clarification that what I am seeking. PIO and the first appellate authority should mention the matter provided by the applicant under the heading subject matter of information in their replies. Reply should not be predated. The public information officer should promptly inform the applicant of the transfer and the name and designation and address of the officer to whom it has been transferred, along with the contact details of the first appellate authority. If the information could not be provided to the applicant, then reasons should be stated. The public information should provide the name and designation and address of the appellate authority in reply to the applicant, even if the application is rejected. When the public information officer has not provided any information without justification, then there is no need for the first appellate authority to call the appellant and the PIO for a hearing. The first appellate authority should immediately direct the PIO to provide the information as soon as possible. The first appellate authority, while providing the order to the appellant, should mention the designation and the contact details of the second appellate authority. The public information officer and the first appellate authority should provide reply order to the applicant in the language in which the applicant has used in the application. The PIO should provide point-wise reply. The FAA should provide point-wise replies in the order. The copies of the replies order provided to the applicant should be authenticated by rubber stamping and signing the reply order. Kindly ensure the records are duly catalogued and maintained so as to facilitate the easy inspection and observation. Kindly ensure that the files registers for any other info storage material is well protected. If the file documents through sought are missing, lost or untraceable, then search the file, reconstruct the file or lodge a police complaint, that is called FIR. If there are missing records, missing files, so they have to search the file, reconstruct it. If they are not able to do it, then they have to lodge a police complaint and file an FIR. If in doubt whether to disclose the info or not, then the info should be disclosed if it is in the larger public interest, or it has to be disclosed to the parliament or the legislature. These are the links which I'm going to share, that you can download the RTI form, and what are the orders, landmark orders, which are going to benefit the RTI applicants, and the government circulars, and Maharashtra government, central government, and RTI Act. Any questions?
I wanted to know that the RTA application for an MMRDA, where I want to know about my cooperative housing society documents, which is a very old building. Can I file this online, or I have to go to the office and file?
No, MMRDA online is not there, but you'll have to file it. But how it comes in the MMRDA?
These are, I think, approved plans, because if it has to go to redevelopment, I have to see what are the approved plans and what is the square feet area.
My question is, how come MMRDA is involved in the redevelopment?
No. Basically, actually, someone has told me that the scope of all these documents is stored by MMRDA.
No. You have the wrong information.
Acha, then which government institution has this information?
See, that's first first you have to know whether it is MADA or MCGM.
Okay.
Because MMRDA has been recently came, I think in 2000 somewhere.
Acha.
So MMRDA will not be having the records of your old buildings. It will be
Okay.
available with the MADA or MCGM Estate Department. You're talking about which area?
This is Sai and F North Ward.
So I don't think so MMRDA will be having it.
All right. I will then do it in MCGM. I will go and talk to them and see if I can get that information.
No, but exactly what information you want?
Basically, every tenant has some square feet area with a balcony. Now, there is one floor which has an open area which was supposed to be a refuge area in the old construction, but they brought it in their own.
No, when was this building constructed?
1951.
1951, there was no concept of refuge area. How tall is the building?
3 floors, not refuge area, but it was actually an additional FSI. I don't know what it is called in civil terms.
First you get your facts right, because refuge area only comes when there is a tower.
Correct, yeah.
Right, and if it's a 3-story building, there is no need of any refuge area. Refuge area comes only on 8th floor.
Okay.
Every 8th floor there will be a refuge area.
Okay.
So if this is an old building, so the possibility is that it may be with MADA or MCGM, it may be not with the MMRDA.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Isn't it safe to attach BPL card photography to get the information?
BPL card, yeah, you can attach. Now, if you are below poverty line, then all the information what you are seeking, you will get free of charge. But you should prove that you are a BPL, below poverty line.
Sir, please provide info about 48-hour RTI filing. What info can we access from police?
See, you have to prove that it is a question of life and death. Then only the info will be provided to you in 48 hours.
Do income tax returns of government officials constitutes public documents?
No. See, any information which is related to personal, like now what income tax I am paying, it cannot be made public until and unless I become a public figure. I am a minister, or if I am a corporator. Until and then it is a private information, personal information.
I just wanted to know, because I did file a RTI query at the PPS Vikhroli with the building plans, eastern suburbs. They say file is missing. I have gone for the first appeal. There also the file is missing. That's all the reply. So now I have filed a second appeal with the State Commission, and they say that they have filed, a file is missing. They have not been able to reconstruct, and though they have filed an FIR, they have not given me the details as to when the FIR was filed. But they say though the FIR, it is classified as not traceable, not investigated.
What was the information?
The purpose for getting the sanction plan is to get the deemed convenience of the society's building.
Okay.
And in the deemed convenience application, we need the sanction plan. Otherwise, it is not possible
with this type of information, if you have, and if you say the file is missing.
I wanted only the sanction plan of the building.
So there are two ways
That's
of
it.
doing it.
They say
You
entire
can,
file is missing.
so one thing is you have got the water connection.
Yeah,
Water
we
connection
have
of
got
that
the,
building
yeah,
is there, na? Yeah.
yeah.
So one file is always with the water department. Before they issue the water connection, one copy, a set of plan, which is not the sanction plan, which is the final plan, which is approved and submitted at the time of water connection.
Okay.
So you will get in the water
A
department
basic
one.
approach plan.
In the water department, you will just ask them that whatever the documents which were submitted at the time of water connection, kindly provide. Don't ask anything about the sanction plan, right?
Okay, okay.
You just write that all the documents submitted at the time of
Water
sanctioning
connection to this
water
building.
connection to this building. So you will get all the
Okay.
information, no matter you have to pay 100
So
rupees
I make another RTI application to water department.
to water department. And
Okay.
second, if everything everywhere you don't get any this thing reply, then you have one thing, you can to the high court, file a writ petition against this, and you can get the dim conveyance.
Who is the first appellate authority of the PIO office in charge of Thana?
Very big. There are many departments. There will be postal department, there will be municipal department, there will be police department. So when you file an RTI and when you get a reply, they mention that this is that authority.
Sir, I had filed an application to the state seeking information regarding whether a particular authority had the power of dismissal, but this information was rejected. So I went for a first appeal. The report of the state was confirmed by the first appellate authority. I went for a second appeal. There also it was rejected, stating that according to section 6(1), whatever record is available, only that you can get the information only of that. But from where should I get, sir? If the information is not available, from where will I get the information? Because I just want to know whether that particular authority has authority to dismiss.
No. That's what I told. That's what I told in the beginning. That whatever information is available, that they can provide you. If the information is not available, then they cannot provide you the information. Are you getting?
So what is the remedy, sir? From where can I get it?
No, but which information you want?
Whether a particular authority is having the power to dismiss his employees. It was asked to the state, sir, whether he has the power to dismiss the employees.
So that is a wrong way of filing the RTI. In RTI, you have not seen my slide. It is said that you cannot ask a question why, what, when, and how. Are you getting my point?
Oh, I just asked whether he is having an authority. Whether he is conferred with the powers to dismiss.
But see, that is where the drafting of whole your RTI application has gone futile. You cannot ask. You ask for the information that kindly provide me the information of what he was fired, he was dismissed. That kindly provide me the information of employment and under what circumstances the power of dismissing the employment is there. Kindly provide the GR, kindly provide your HR notes. Then you will get the answer.
Okay, sir.
Straight away direct the question to the PIO.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Once you draft that RTI, send it to me. I will, redraft it again so that it doesn't get rejected.
One of my class teacher had not checked my copy of semester exam, which was in the objective type questions. Whenever I asked him to give my mark sheet, like answer sheet, he rejected my application. How can I file RTI against my class teacher? Please guide me.
Which school it is?
I am from the Banaras University, sir.
Banaras University.
Yes, sir.
So
Central.
if you go to the Banaras University website, there will be one RTI, this thing. It is government funded.
Yes, sir.
So you file online. You can file online directly to the university that I want these mark sheets.
If sir, he will not give thereafter, I will file the FIR because that's.
No, you cannot file an FIR immediately. Then you have to apply for the first appellate authority.
Ours is a redeveloped building. The builder says he got
Part
part OC. Yeah.
Okay.
What is that? Why part OC? Whom do I approach for details? Tenants are given flats to occupancy society is collecting maintenance charges.
Yeah, see, he can obtain part OC that whatever he has completed and he is ready to obtain the water connection, so he can rehabilitate the original member of the society by part OC. So now, if the redevelopment is done by MADA or MCGM authority, accordingly you have to file your RTI. If it is comes under MADA, then you have to file your RTI in MADA. If it is come under MCGM, then you have to file under MCGM.
पुलिस स्टेशन से हम FIR चार्जशीट ये FIR थ्रू ले सकते हैं?
But are you an accused or you are a complainant in this?
I am third person.
So third party information, it is relatively difficult to get. But you can get the copy of the FIR. See, I'll tell you how to go about it. RTI online, Maharashtra government. Right? Now what I have to select here is which department I want. Like see, Ahmedabad, collector of Pune, collector of Dhule, collector of Gonda, collector of Hingoli, collector of Jalgaon, collector of Nasik. See, this you can file RTI online, right? Now, what we want is Commissioner of Police, Navi Mumbai, Commissioner of Police, Aurangabad, Mumbai. You go here, right? Then you fill your form, all the details here, and whatever FIR copy you want, you just have to mention it here in this detail. And here there is a description, and you fill this and you submit it, and then they will take you to the payment page. Normally it is 10 rupees, but if you do it online, it comes to around 15 rupees, 50 paise or 16 rupees. But then too, it is very cheap. Because suppose if I want to go and give it to the Commissioner of Police or the ACP, I'll have to go in auto and come back. So that will be around 100, 200 rupees. So filling online, this is the link which I can share with you so that you can easily at the comfort of your home or with the mobile, you can file the RTI application and you can ask for the FIR copy also and charge sheet also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All the information, whatever you want, everything is available. See, collector office Pune, collector office Ratnagiri, Sangli, whatever you want, divisional commissioner office, whatever information you want, it is available on the click of the mouse. What is to be appreciated. So slowly and slowly, we are coming at this thing that there will be transparency and accountability. Solapur Municipal Corporation, you can file an RTI in Solapur Municipal Corporation sitting here, right? State Information Commission, Aurangabad, State Information Commission, Greater Mumbai, Konkan Bhavan. You don't have to go anywhere. You just have to file online. So this is a very important link. Or just type RTI online Maharashtra government and this page will appear.
Sir, I wanted to ask that the information that is received from the RTI can be submitted to the court?
Yeah, it is. It can be submitted to the court.
The audience is comprises of law students and advocates. Sir, any message that you would like to give them?
I would like to give them that, even my career started after I started RTI. So when I went to the department, initially, they used to not share the information. They used to tell me that come and have the inspection. So I went there for the inspection. So they put around 18 files on my table that this is the information. So I just went around all the files, and then I came to know that how these officers connive with the builders, and the common man is taken for a royal ride. And then I kept on, that I want this information. I used to flag the number page, and then I used to write it. I want all this information. So I wanted only 3 to 4 pages of information, but they give me all, khajana of the information. And then I made an article on it. Okay, this is how the corruption and the connivance has been taking place. and it was published in around 30 newspaper, around of 640 crore scam. And this is how, if you want to file, you file one RTI of your local area, that what are the funds allocated for the garden. See, in every ward there is a garden. So you decide among yourself that I will file an RTI for this garden, that how much amount is sanctioned, to whom the contract is given, what is the quantum of that contract, what are the tender conditions. You will come to know that lakhs and lakhs and crores of rupees have been spent on that garden, but nothing has been happened. Similarly, you can take it. I stay in Bandra, so there is a promenade. So we ask that what amount has been sanctioned and what has been spent and who was the contractor. The moment you keep a vigil, everything will slowly improve. So everyone has to take a step forward. This RTI is a very powerful tool. You get the information, you will at least come to know that what my corporator is entitled to, what he is spending it, and how much it is really spent, and how much it goes into the coffers of the contract. The moment you start filing it, everybody is alert. Nobody will try to do any hanky-panky. They will come to know that this is going to be exposed. So every month, at least file one RTI of your local area, either of the garden or whatever it is, either of the footpath or the drainage or stormwater drains or the street lights, whatever you feel like that it is not proper, you just file an RTI. Now I have given you the simple tool. While sitting on the comfort of your office or of your, or through mobile, you can file RTI online. So it's not a very big laborious pain that I have to go there, file the RTI application. No, even the reply will come to you on email. When you ask for a very something which requires to be taken physically, then you will be asked to come and collect it. So my suggestion is that everyone should file one RTI a month.
Sir, just now you actually spoke about filing an RTI for a garden actually in my locality. So
Yeah.
let us say if I want to keep a vigil on the cooperator, you showed me the government website for filing this RTI. Under
Yeah.
what scope does it come? I mean, what subsection does it come where I can file? So it has
No,
to be with the
see,
state
I'll tell
government.
you, in Mumbai, the MCGM has RTI online facility is not there. So
Right.
what you have to do is the other municipal corporation are there. Parbani is there, Panvel Municipal Corporation is there, Pimpri Chitwad is there,
Okay.
Municipal Corporation is there, Nanded is there, but Mumbai Corporation is still not there. But still, you
Okay.
can file, you can send it through registered AD or speed post or through courier and keep a note
Okay.
of it. And you ask for the information that I want for the last 5 years how much amount has been sanctioned and amount spent and the name of the contractor and the scope of the work and the tender copy. Only five.
Okay. But then I will have to pay a charge of 2 rupees per page also, right? On this, if
Sir,
I ask for
yes.
5 years,
So
yes.
that is
Fair.
not a big amount. See, if you want to bring some changes and then if you have to spend little, then it's not a big amount. I
I
have
mean, they
spent
should not
more
give
than
me
lakhs and lakhs of rupees in getting this information.
because then they would not tell me एक पूरा कबर्ड का फाइल का है सर आपको एटलीस्ट
No,
50,000
you
भरना पड़ेगा.
ask for
हाँ.
if they ask you for an inspection, go there and inspect. You'll get a lot of information. You'll get lot of information which you did not had the knowledge कि ये भी है करके means, and they will open the skeleton.
Yes, correct. That is what.
Okay then. Okay, bye.
Thank you so much, sir.